Okay guys, so how's it going today? So we got another wind advisory going on. 25 to 35 miles per hour winds, and we're getting that right about now. So really windy out. It's surprisingly everything's off, but that thing's way to frig off. It is not 20 degrees. It's more on the thing. The thing on the house says 40, and I think the phone said about the same. I don't have my phone with me, but I just checked my phone and we got a wind advisory going on. And you can see the snow is pretty much gone. Pretty much. Again. There's something. There's a little branch there. Freak sakes. So yeah. Not much left for snows. But it was kind of sunny out earlier today. But now it's just cool. Well, not cool, but cloudy. And there's supposed to be apparently there's supposed to be a south wind going on. That's supposed to bring lots of nice warm air here. And then it's supposed to get into, I think tomorrow and then maybe the next day or something like that. Anyways, it's supposed to get back into the 50s and possibly the 60s and stuff like that. So, because of that south wind that's going on, apparently, didn't really feel like a south wind though. It felt more like a west wind, kinda. That's what. Maybe it could. It's probably turning south. A little sloppy there. Ew. Yeah, it's getting to be south. Right now it's southwest. So I think by tonight it'll probably be south pretty much. But anyways, I'm making this video for a guy. I forget what his YouTube channel name was. I think it had. I think his name was John. I'm not sure though. But anyways, he wanted me to do a video, I guess, on this vise. Now he had asked me this. I guess it would have been whenever I did the antenna video for the weather radio, and he wanted to. He's been thinking about getting one of these, I guess. He was looking for one that was made in the USA, and he wanted me to do a video on this, and I told him that I would. I actually would have had that video up because I already had, like, when I had made a video a few days ago, and it was actually within. I had two videos going on in one video. Right, I was talking about the device, and then I was talking about something else. Well, that video never made it up to YouTube, so I'm just gonna that was actually about a week ago, I think. It would have been whenever I did the antenna videos for the radio. That's when I did that video, and that video didn't make it up, so I figured, well, I would have had the video up probably that same week if it wasn't for the snow that we had gotten. So that kind of put a damper on that too. So I'm just finally making it for you today. Today is Saturday, but you probably won't see this till Tuesday. You're not going to see any of my videos now until Monday. Because I think the last couple of weekends I've been uploading everything on Saturdays pretty much too. And so you won't see a video today and you won't see a video tomorrow. It is Saturday today. I forget what the date was, but it'll be in the description. So, but yeah, so like I said, I did make the video for you, but it just never got uploaded. So I'm gonna do one here for you now. I think I gave you a link to one. I don't know if it was made in the USA or not. I don't even know if you got the link or not. You didn't say anything after that, but so I don't really have any other videos planned now. I have one more video coming up, and this was, I think it was from the same John guy too. He wanted to do he wanted a video on what the weather radio sounded like. I did that video. That one's going to be coming up on Monday. That's what you'll see before this. So, so yeah, I did that one. I think I did that last week sometime. I think I did that. So, you know, It might have been just a few days ago. No, well, definitely not a few days ago. It was longer than that. I don't know. It had been about half a week or a week. So that was another video he wanted to see. But he wanted to see one on this vise. So I guess I'll give you one on this vise. He said he was looking for one in the USA. Well, this one is an American-made one. I'm not sure how good you're going to be able to read any of this. This is the brand of it. You may not be able to see that. I'm not sure if it would help. I'm going to get a little more light on it. Well, I'll spell it out to you. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but it's ATHOL. That's the name, I guess. And then the model number is 614. That's the model number, 614. And it's got stuff here on the side, but... oh, it's the same brand. It's the same name again. Yeah, so... you might be able to read that. I don't know. So... yeah. I'll crank her open here and I'll give you a measurement and stuff of how far. It will open pretty far, but if you can't open this one too far, or else it'll fall right out, because this one is removable for oiling the screw underside on the underside. So we're gonna open her to about there. I'll back her out a little bit there. Yeah, drive it in a little bit. So this is how far it'll open. It can go a little more than that, but you know, you don't want to open them too far, as they'll pop right out. And then I can find my tape measure, and I gave you a rough number how far it'll open. Looks like about, make sure my tape measure is good enough here, about 6.5 inches it'll open. That's with, you know, you stopping it right about there. If you went a little further, of course it would start getting wobbly, but I'm not sure exactly how far I could go with this. I'm starting to get some slop in it now. So, yeah, definitely getting some more slop in her. So you don't want to open that too far. I opened it a little bit more now. So now it goes about 7.5 inches. So, you know, it'll open quite far. It'll open quite far. And I'm not even sure if this thing needs to be re-oiled or not. Actually, I don't think it needs to be. Believe it or not, when I got this vise, you know, it's a little tight going in because I backed it out too far, but it's grabbing here. When I salvaged this one from the farm because it wasn't being used, so I was like, well, instead of buying one, I might as well just, you know, find one, and found this. Now, this just was in the old garage up at the farm, the garage that was falling apart. Made a video on that too. That was quite a few years ago I did that. But videos didn't turn out the best, so I'm not going to really bother re-uploading those because they're stupid anyway, but whatever. But I pulled this one out of the garage there, and I don't think it's been used in years. My uncle might have used it maybe once or twice, but he's got the one outside. There's one outside too at the farm, and that one's mounted on a mounted on a steel table. See, mine is just wood. His is steel, and his is a 360 one, or they'll rotate 360 degrees, which is, you know, a little better than what this one is. But I don't know, whatever I did with my green rag. I had a green rag back here to wipe my frickin' hands, but I don't know whatever I did with it. I might have burned it. I don't know. Oh well, I gotta get some shop towels anyway. So, but yeah, so like I said, this one's been sitting in there for quite some time, and I figured, well, instead of it being crushed with the building or something, you know, I might as well salvage it, because it seems like it worked fine. And it does. It works perfectly fine, because you can see I'm using it. So, but when I had put it in, she had an awful squeak, or she was awful squeaky, so she needed to be oiled. Now, I didn't have any used oil. I didn't even have any new stuff really to spare. For like motor oil, like, you know, for a four-wheeler or something, because I usually take, say, the old oil from, like, say, like John Deere or the four-wheeler. I'll just take it to the farm and burn it, you know, because we don't need it anymore. So, but I was actually thinking about going out and maybe buying like some really cheap oil, because there's no point of putting expensive oil in a vise. There's just no point to it, right? So, like, well, I could go out and buy a small bottle of oil, you know, and oil it. But then I remembered I had plenty of this oil. Now, I shouldn't be using this oil because it's for... let me see if I can get an English side of this. I guess I can't. This is for my John Deere trimmer. This is my oil. I got like, I think like a 12-pack. Still got quite a few of these left, but I decided, well, I got enough oil. If I, see, this will make 2 gallons. This whole bottle. Like, you gotta use the whole thing. And that'll last me about a year and a half. I'll get a full season and a half out of trimming. Well, before, I used to get 2 years out of that. But see, now I'm doing a little bit more heavier trimming. I'm doing stuff at the farm now, too. So, it lasts me about a year and a half. So, which is pretty good, but it's just a trimmer. The trimmer doesn't have enough power. I need to upgrade to a steel. I could get a bigger John Deere. See, there it is there. That's the trimmer. Hibernating. So, and we'll be definitely be doing a cold start on that. So, to that John guy, if you want to, there's going to be some cold start videos, so you don't have to ask, because I'm going to do them anyway. Cold start to that. Cold start to that. The old air compressor I haven't ran that all year. The tiller, which is under that tarp, the John Deere, and I might even do one to Big Red for fun, but Big Red, you know, obviously runs year round. So, but getting some funny looking clouds. Cool. But yeah, so yeah, I just decided to use some of this John Deere 2-cycle oil, and because I had so many bottles of this stuff anyway, so that's what I think I might have overdone it, because it's actually still, I'm not going to be able to see it now unless I back it all again, but there's plenty of oil in this, and believe it or not, I did this, I oiled this thing, well, let's see, I've been on YouTube for 5 years now, I believe. It's been 5 years already? Jeez, it don't seem like it. 5 years. I put this in... Well, I've been living at the house for 2 years, and then I decided to join YouTube, and so it's been about 5 years. I don't know. But about a year later, maybe about 2 years later, I don't know, I put this in. And it's been about, I think it's been about 4 years now since I've last oiled this. I've only owned this, you know, for a short time, and I've only oiled it once. So it's been 4 years now since I've oiled it, and I still have my oil. So I got other stuff. I'm thinking I might even just keep the old stuff, like when I drain it out of Big Red. I might keep it. Some of it anyway, because I think I could use the old oil. I mean, it's not going to go back into an engine, so it doesn't have to be clean oil. But I was just thinking maybe just using the old oil, putting it into like a container or something, and then I'll just oil my vise with that. So, and won't have to, you know, use this John Deere oil, you know. So, because at least that way you would get kind of like a double life out of the oil, you know. It would last for a couple years or something. But yeah, it's been 4 years since I've last oiled this thing. I don't think it needs it because I'm not hearing it squeak, and if you can open it with one hand, one finger, I mean, I think you're pretty good. So it's not that tight. Before it wasn't that bad either. It just had a really bad squeak on it. So, and there was one guy, I don't think he doesn't watch my videos too much anymore, but he was like, man, you gotta grease that, or you gotta oil that motherfucker. It's just so, like, that's like, cause when I was opening this thing, you could just hear it squealing, and it was driving him mad. So, I was like, yeah, I need to do something about it. So then I just pulled out that 2-cycle oil there, and that's where I keep it. Because I'm not going to use it for the trimmer now, because it's not enough there. You need a full bottle to mix with 2 gallons. Look at the dead, well, there was a dead fly there. Probably fell out of the light. But yeah, so, yeah, it does have a, a movie thing on the handle, which is, probably what you would want. Unless you're gonna like have one that's mounted to a truck, then you would probably want this to be kind of permanent, because if it was moving, it would always, it could possibly back itself out, and then, So, and you can kind of lock this too, like not lock it, but you can, it's like right now it's free, but if you tighten this up, where these two get pushed together even tighter, it kind of locks it. It's not like a lock, but it pinches it. It makes it tighter. It gets the screw really tight, so then it, it won't back itself out or anything stupid like that. But I don't do that. The only time I pinch it is when I got my more blades in here or something. But then otherwise I'll just let it be loose like that. So just make sure your handle's not like this. Make sure it's down. That way it's out of the way. So yeah, I've had it for, I don't know, about 5, well, it's been about 4 years maybe. So, I don't know, I can't remember. I've been on YouTube too damn long, but if you guys went to my YouTube channel, it would show the day of when I joined, and you guys can do the math, but I think it's been about 5 years that I've been on. Probably, yeah. And the last couple of years, I keep forgetting that I wanted to do a special video for the date that I joined. I think I joined in September. I think it was September 19th, I think is when I joined, or something like that anyway. Well, I've been meaning to do like a, a special video for that day, but the last couple of years I never did, so I just, with, constantly making other videos for other things, you kind of forget about it, and then like, oh, that date's already here, and going by already. So it's too late to get anything up, so whatever. I guess I could do like a startup or something, for funsies, but whatever. So I hope this answers your question. I'm pretty sure that they still make USA-made ones, that are made in the U.S. I don't think there's really anything wrong with the China ones. I know that you're saying you didn't want a China one. I don't think there's really anything wrong with them. It's just that you got to make sure that they're made out of steel. It's 100% steel like this one. This is all steel. There's no plastic in it. See, I think what the fuck, with some of those China things, they're making them out of plastic. This is all steel. There is no plastic. You're not going to hear my knuckles banging on that, but, it's all steel. It's all steel. Could be cast iron too. It might be cast iron, I don't know. This looks kind of like cast iron. I don't know, maybe it's cast iron. It's either steel or cast iron, but fuck, it's good. You want them either made out of pure steel or pure cast iron. Well, I think cast iron is kind of weak though. I don't know. Not too good with my steel stuffs, but see the screw back and in there. Well, that's all, steel, or I think the screw might be steel though. I think if you used cast iron, it might be kind of weak. I don't know. So, but it's really a nice. Sometimes I can really get her going here if I. Yeah, there we go. See, if you can do that with your vise, you got a pretty damn good vise. One finger and I'm going like Mach 10 with it. So that's how I like to work. I like to work fast and get it done. So, come on. So there you go. I think it's steel. Well, it's either steel or cast iron, but cast iron might be kind of weak. I don't know. But this one's not a 360. This one's just like a permanent fixed unit. The only thing that comes out is this, right? Because some can do a 360, you know, but this one don't. So don't need it to really anyway. But I think even if you could find one, like even if it was see, the thing you got to do if you want, like, if you go with a freaking, you know, a Chinese piece of crap, is that just don't go by the quality of it. You know, you need to figure out, you need to look at the reviews. See if anyone else has said anything good about them. You know. So just don't go buy anything that, you know, that looks nice. You gotta kinda have to go by your reviews and what people have said about them in the past. So but there's, you know, there's probably millions of brands out there besides, you know, China and U.S. brands, but I don't know. I think right now the best would just be to stick with the U.S. stuff, you know. So don't get the China crap, you know. And another thing too is that if you have to order it directly from China, like where I had gotten my LED lights from, it took forever to get here. So try to get, I mean, if there's a company in the U.S. that's selling the exact same thing, get it here in the U.S. At least you'll get it, you know, within probably a week or two. China would take you damn near a month. So it took me quite a long time to get my lights. And so, and I'm looking for bigger and better ones now. I found a couple light bars that'll work. They're not 360-degree light bars, but they're just like a kind of like a floodlight kind of like light bar kind of thing, you know. So that's kind of what I need. So, but not anytime soon because they're $110 a piece. So, you know, $200 for that. You gotta get the wiring, which is probably like another $20, you know, with the switch and stuff. So, not for a while. I think I'll get by the rest of the summer. I think with just these lights for now. So, but yeah. So another thing too is I've been kind of, I think I told you guys a while ago that I had called my plumber again. My second, or the, you know, to me he's apparently the best. You know, he's from Minnesota here, so he's a guy that, you know, that came down and looked at my sewer tank and stuff and figured out what was wrong with it. The second guy, the first guy would never show up and do anything. So, then charged me $65 for 3 minutes of work. But I had called the second guy back again because I needed him to replace the hoses on the washer. Not on the washer itself, but the hoses wouldn't break free of the shut-off valves. So, I think this light's pissing you guys off. Is that better? Probably. I just unplugged it. I think it's kind of pissing off the lighting a little bit. But. So, I called him like last week sometime. Asked him if he'd come down and... Well, he has to come down anyway. He's got to come pick up his damn pump because I'm not using it anymore. That's something else I need to go to too. Let's take a look at the shitter tank. That's something I haven't looked at for weeks. Now you guys won't be able to hear me because of the wind, but I'll try to talk over the wind. But what good that'll do, I don't know. Because I think the ice should be melted out of the tank cover by now, but I don't know. So still trying to find this one down here somewhere. I think it's right there, but still covered in freaking ice. And there's that orange and white cat that I desperately want to get rid of. Get out of here, you suck. Get out of here. You suck. So, yeah, my antenna's held up quite well in the winds. Even on that windy day, my antenna held up. So, now this should be getting somewhat full because of the ice. But, oh, for freak's sakes. Come on. I think something got on it. Probably got pinched. Oh, there's still ice in there. What the hell's going on here? There. Hey, there's a clothespin in there. Mother had her clothes hanging out today. And she said that one of her shirts was kind of on the, just about to fall off the line. I wonder how the hell it got in there, though. I mean, I guess I could have stood across the board, but damn. That's a freaking interesting find. Who knows what goes on over here. Yeah, there's still tons of ice. The tank definitely is getting more water in it. But, it's not getting any fuller, though. It's actually starting to rust because it's not getting wet. So I'll have to give Mother her clothespin. But yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But I had called them because he's got to come pick up his pump, right? And I ain't taking it to him because I don't have a ride. And that thing doesn't count because it doesn't run. Plus it's not insured and it's not street legal, so you can't take it anywhere. Could take it to the farm and blow it up, I guess. That's the only thing I could do with it. But he's supposed to... He said last week that he wasn't going to be able to make it on Monday. I think I called Monday or Tuesday. And he said he wasn't going to be able to show up until maybe Friday of last week. And he never showed up. Never called or nothing. So I'm thinking what's going on is maybe he doesn't want the damn job or something. I don't know. Because I also called him too because I need him to replace those valves. Those valves have to get replaced because the old hoses won't come off. They're seized on there. You can't heat them up because then you would burn the rubber out of them. So then your parents will just stop replacing it anyways. So I called them and I told them, well, if you come down here to pick up your damn pump, you can come and change those valves out because they're stupid anyway. I think on the cold water valve, I think it's either cold or a hot one. It was either one of those that actually have the handles freaking missing. So I told him that if he's got the parts, he can come down here and take a look at it and fix it. And he never showed up. And I don't know if he'll show up this week or not. I have to send him out a check, because I still owe him some money yet. So, but, so, I don't know, maybe he's either super busy, or he just simply doesn't want the fucking job anymore. I don't know. I think the reason why he doesn't want to do any more is because, well, I'm paying him monthly payments, and I don't think he likes that too much. So he's probably not going to do any more of my work until he gets paid off. So it's like I can only get one thing done at a time. Because I told him that when he came down here to, figure out what was wrong with the tank, the sewer tank, I told him to replace the water heater. Or I asked him about it. He's like, well, if it's not leaking, don't replace it. I was like, yeah, well, the rusting's not very good for it either. And then I told him about, putting insulation on the pipes, and he didn't want to do anything about that either. Well, that wasn't really the main concern anyway, but that was something that I wanted also done. So why didn't you get it done in one day? But now, since I'm still paying for when he showed up, which I'm pretty much almost done with, I think I could get done. I think I'm paying him $50 a month, so I think I should be done in a couple of months. I'm thinking. I can't remember how much exactly I owe him now, but I still owe him a little bit, so You know, he only charged me $185, you know, for however many hours he was here that day. Which is actually not bad. You know, I mean, he spends a lot of hours here. Surprisingly, he didn't charge me like, you know, $500, you know. So I'm not going to bitch about it because, you know, he was here for quite some time and he was actually on the cheap side of it. So I thought there, well, you know, I think I got myself a good plumber, and come to find out, I don't think so, because now, you know, I have other jobs I want him to do for me, and he won't show up and do them. He'll probably do them once he gets paid off, but really? Can you only do one job at a time? You know? I mean, it's like, well, I'm just going to do one job. You pay me for that job, then I'll come back and do another job. Like, why don't you just do them all in, like a day or two? You know? Instead of making us wait months and months and months, you know? Like, god damn. So it's really making me think maybe I should just learn how to be a fucking plumber. Honestly, because it's just getting to be ridiculous that I can't get nothing, you know, done. You know? So, I mean, how hard is it, you know, to replace a couple of valves, shut-off valves? All you gotta do is heat up the freaking the solder, melt that away, turn the water off, you know, melt the solder, pull them off, put the new ones on, solder them back together. You know, that I could probably have that done in like probably an hour if I make sure I got all the right tools and stuff on hand, you know. So I don't know. If he doesn't say anything this week, I'm just going to probably, well, if you don't call me this week coming up, I'm going to be sending out the check, and then I'm also going to be sending him out a letter too at the same time. Be like, you know, what's been going on here? Are you like super busy, or you just don't want to do the fucking job? I mean, they don't even explain to you why they won't come and do it. You know, like, that's what pisses me off. Like, if you don't want to do any more than one thing at a time, you know, then tell me. You know, tell me that, well, since I'm only getting monthly payments, I can only do one job at a time until you pay off the first bill. Then I'll come and do another job. But why don't you say that to us? You know, say like, well, since we're doing it this way, I'll come and do another job when I get my full payment done, you know, or when I get my full payment. So, but he didn't explain that to me, so I don't know. So, it's just kind of getting to the point where, you know, I mean, I still have to figure out what's going on with the rest of the sewer too. You know, I mean, the water's not going into the tank like it should be. That's another thing he's got to figure out. Well, he won't do that now until I pay him off for replacing the water valves. If he ever decides to come and show up and do that fucking job. You know, I mean, there's another plumber, you know, a little bit closer by. I mean, I could call him and, you know, and have him replace something else that needs to get done, and I'll pay him, and that's the end of that plumber. It's like I have to call one plumber for one job, then he'll never want to do business with me again. Call the other plumber, you know. It's like I gotta keep calling all these fucking plumbers. Like, where are the plumbers where I can give them multiple jobs at one time? You know, like I don't expect you to get everything done in one day, but I mean, you could come the next day, or you know, or something. I don't know. Just don't come do one job and, you know, and say, here you go. You know, because that's not what I said. I said that I needed multiple jobs done, and I still do. But I think another reason too why my water pipe froze this last winter was because I didn't realize that the foam on one of the windows wasn't really on there all that best, and a lot of cold air was blowing in, and I think it was actually hitting the pipe head on and caused it to freeze quite a bit. So, because now we actually did fix the foam, and it's been fine ever since. So, but I'm still going to insulate the pipes anyway. It's 1/2-inch copper. So I'm just going to go on like HomeDepot.com and just order a roll of 1/2-inch foam insulation scrap for the pipes and do it my fucking self. I could have it done in 20 minutes if I had like enough roll of it, you know. But God, it ticks me off. I mean, I think I'm just going to, I'm watching a good YouTuber right now that's in the plumbing business. And I gotta say, he's pretty fucking damn good at it. And he's been doing it for, 20, 30 years? Something like that. It's only been on YouTube for like 2 years. And it's incredible. It's incredible what this fucking guy does compared to my plumbers. This guy will literally, he'll probably go do multiple jobs, for one customer, where mine won't do, they'll only do one thing at a time. The same with the first plumber that I called. I had other jobs for him to come do too, and he only showed up and fixed my frozen pipe, or my clogged pipe, for the vent. He only fixed that problem. Well, what happened to you coming over? Because I told him, he said that he would only have time to do one thing, and that would be the easiest thing to do, would be to free up the pipe. And then he would come back either later that day, or in the next couple days or something, and look at the water heater and both the pipes. Never bothered to show up, never bothered to show up or call. And then a few days later, I got the $65 bill from the first plumber. So, got a Jeep coming? I swear that sounded like my grandma's pickup. Quite interesting. So, more cocksuckers again. I wonder what kind of plates they got this time. It's got no plates. Well, I guess we'll get this on video. Huh. Bunch of retards. But yeah, so I don't know. What this is gonna go down that way. I don't know who the hell that was, but whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of getting to the point where why do I bother, calling all these plumbers? I just can't get nothing completed. It's like I can only get one thing done at a time, and they don't even bother to tell me that. If you would have told me that, well then I would understand. But not saying it to me just pisses me off and makes me mad at you. I don't want to be stuck with, a lot of bills, but, I don't know. This plumber here that I got going on now, he probably won't do anything until I finish paying him off. And he wasn't too happy with, because I first sending him out $25. He wasn't too happy with that. But he wasn't being an ass about it either. And I said, well, I just told him, well, it was kind of a hard month, so I really couldn't do it. The first month that the first time that I had to pay for it, it was already hard enough. So I told him, well, after that I should be able to pay a little more, so then I'm paying him $50 a month now. So, I have him almost paid off. Thank God. Well, the thing is, I gotta turn around and hire him back again now to replace those valves, which probably not gonna cost another $185. It might just cost $100. But I don't know. Maybe he's doing it in such a way where he doesn't want my bill to be too big, because the bigger the bills get, the longer it takes to pay them off, and it just gets me all the more pissed off. So it probably gets him ticked off too. So he's probably doing it this way, saying like, well, I'm not going to do it until you get the bill paid off. But you could at least say that to me, so then I would know. But he don't. So maybe this week he'll call and say something. I don't know. But if he don't call by payday, I'm just going to, because that's the day I'm going to send out a check for him. So it's on payday. And then if he don't call by then, I'm sending out that letter with it. To ask what the hell's going on. Can't be busy all the time. But, a lot of people around here have older homes too, but, they don't have constant problems either. See, my house is just starting to get these fucking problems. Well, of course, yeah, me. But whatever. But I think I'm going to definitely insulate those pipes myself because I can't have those pipes freezing, you know. If they freeze, then they crack, and then they break, and then you got a fucking mess. So, insulate them and be done with it. And the water heater, well, it's really getting to the point where I think I'm just going to maybe, you know, learn how to do it myself. You know, watching videos on YouTube. I kind of already watched one video, but it was kind of confusing. But I think if I keep watching it enough times, I'll understand it. It takes time for me to understand these big jobs. You know, like this trailer. You know, this is somewhat, you know, to you guys, it wouldn't be that hard. He's like, oh, yeah, you just pull that bolt out and be done with it. Well, to me, I've never messed with a trailer, so it's going to be new for me. So, you know, I have to, when I start taking this trailer apart, I got to start remembering where these pieces go. But I think what I'm going to do is this time I'm going to work smart, and I'm going to actually mark them with a number. Like, you know, the hitch will be number 1, this will be number 2, this will be number 3, and then 4, you know, and so on and so on. Number everything. If I even get the chance to paint this trailer this year. The way it's going now, I doubt it, because there's just too many damn bills in the fucking way. So I might just be taking the trailer back to the farm for the summer anyway, if I don't get to it in time. And because I can't really leave it in here because I'm losing a lot of space. So, well, not a lot of space, but I want to get the cultivator in here too. I gotta pull a bolt out on that thing and replace it. It's kind of dickered, so it won't be too much longer, boys, until we can start turning some dirt. Hopefully in next month sometime we'll be able to start turning some dirt. So, yeah, anyways guys, I'm going to probably take off. Do apologize for this long video. Like I said, if my plumber doesn't want to do any more jobs, I guess I'll start looking into it myself. And I'll just start learning how to do it. So, can't be that hard. But, yeah. It's starting to really piss me off, so. Yeah, anyways guys, I guess I'm going to take off. Do apologize for this long video. So yeah. Anyways guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess, have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching guys. Take her easy.